It's a linear offset, angular offset, everything coming Y to have that tangency close enough. Because if we don't have turned cartridge, just straight, that will be almost 10 degrees here. Very bad. That's why those two guys, mathematicians, develop formulas you can calculate for different arm length and optimize, so you are very close. And the other thing, it was proven by calculations and measurements that angular error could be larger at outer groove for the same distortions at inner groove. Now we are going to, next one is vertical geometry. This is VTA. VTA is angle not between cantilever, because depends how tall is the stylus, but between stylus tip and pivot of the cantilever. And cantilever, most of cases, is about 6 millimeters. So, and that VTA, it's specified. Orthophone specifies 23 degrees. But I'll show you something, and I'm honest. I'm honest to you, and I'm punching manufacturers. I'm telling Orthophone, you specify 23, but VTA on cartridges is sometimes from 20 up to 27. But it's not critical VTA. Stylus rake angle is very critical. So, it could be from 27 measured to 20 down. Now we are going to stylus rake angle. This one is for alignment. You can use it, but there is no confirmation that you did good job. Many years ago, I am repeating this during every seminar, that many years ago, in my sleep, I've seen an old man with a lot of white hair, and he was talking to me. Wally, help those goofy people who play vinyl. I said, yes, Lord, I will develop Wally tools, I will provide seminars, and I'll be consulting, answering questions. I'll keep you healthy and long lived. Thank you, Lord, but I'm also goofy, I play vinyl. That's good, you'll have good communication with them. So, if Lord told me to help goofy people, I develop Wally Tractor, which is, okay, welcome to pass, take a look, and I'll explain how it works. It's a piece of mirror. So each one is made for particular effective length. And there is an arc. If we have 239, there is an arc spaced by overhang from the hole. And the procedure is to locate it on the platter spindle, put the stylus somewhere in the middle of the head shell, put stylus here, rotate tonearm, and see, is it right here, or where? Then you move cartridge in the head shell, back and forth, until it will trace. Then you don't have to go over the platter spindle and measure the distance, 17.3 millimeters, because it's no way. But assumption is, if it traces arc up to here somewhere, then theoretically if you go over the spindle, it will be the same. And overhang, like I wrote for 239, is 17.3, we'll use Bearwald. It should be plus minus 0.1 millimeter, if somebody is concerned about perfect alignment. My Wally Tractor, I have special tooling. the accuracy is better execution than this one. But if it 0.2 millimeter error is fine, it's acceptable. So then, after adjusting overhang, there are two null points. At 66, at 121. So you go to 121, null point, it means perfect tangency. What's the word? I forgot the German. You remember? Yes, thank you. And there are three lines here. So you put stylus and you watch with the magnifying lens. That will be during workshop. Practical. You will be welcome. And align. When you align perfect tangency, so like imagine that there are three lines and cantilever is like this. If it's this way or that way, you rotate. After rotating and perfect alignment, you check overhang and you are done. The beauty of that message from God is that you have confirmation. Your overhang is correct. With this kind of protractors, there is nothing wrong with that. The only problem that putting that pin to the pivot could be a ½ millimeter up to 1 millimeter wrong, and that will transfer it to overhang. So you are happy, but you are not sure that you did a good job. So it's your choice. You can print a protractor, 2-point protractor. Why is it so important? Stylus rake angle should correspond to original angle used by cutter. And cutter, it was proven by scientific research or some statistical research that stylus rake angle during cutting is 92 degrees for 80% records ever produced. 92. It means this is playback stylus, but cutter stylus, I'll show you all the pictures. We have 30. Time flies. 92. So if they are cutting with 92, why? Because the chip here, cut, has to be sucked out by vacuum, otherwise it will build up and destroy the groove. So if they are cutting at 92, the best technical performance is also to duplicate the same angle. But people like to experiment. And they say, oh, my best sound is this and that. It's like taking plastic mirror and somebody has chubby face, then he is bending, oh, now I look good. Either do you wanna see the truth or hear the truth, or you wanna do it best? It depends. That's the beauty of high fidelity in playback. With digital, you just put and play, you have no influence. But there are software right now, like HQ Player, that you can modify digital sound. That's another story. So, 92 degree stylus rake angle. VTA is, that's the VTA, from 20 to 27. And very important thing, the toners with the vertical alignment, VTA adjustment. People move by 1 millimeter or fraction of millimeter, and they hear big improvement. So look what happens. If we have stylus to pivot, distance to 39 millimeters. So for 1 degree, we need to move about 4 millimeters. 1 degree change, we have to move 4 millimeters. If your stylus rake angle could be, I measured, and sometimes very expensive cartridges, they are up to 97. to 87. And that's a problem. I talked to your designer, and Mr. Jonathan Carr said, Wally, we are installing whatever Agora or Namiki is supplying. You are using Agora.
Both?
Both?
Yeah.
They are largest, yes.
Mostly
Yes.
all are from
But because they guarantee plus minus 2 degrees, and they buying, by the way, this is Mr. Lyra. Stig, he lives in Japan, but he is Scandinavian. And what I learned, the delivery of baby is very painful for Norwegian women because the babies are delivered with little skis. So, if somebody has, this is 9.5 inch Tonearm. For 12 inch, it's 5.7 millimeters for 1 degree. So it's better.
On height.
Yeah.
On height, yes. 4 millimeters. 4 millimeters up, it's 1 degree, or 4 millimeters down, it's 1 degree. To compensate error, this error in stylus rake angle, forget it. Forget it. I did prepare a lot of pictures. By the way, for measuring stylus rake angle, this one, I'm using old Zeiss, made in Germany. Zeiss is a German company. Old Zeiss optical assembly from the microscope. I used also micrometer table alignment or adjustment by Leitz, another German company. And I'll show you pictures that so far nobody is taking in the world. People are taking stylus pictures with electronic microscope, electron microscope. They can see dimples on the diamond, but the beauty is, in that my assembly, I have Tonearm built in. I can install cartridge, make sure the top of the cartridge is parallel to the record, and then we can see. And then I put in WAM engineering. It goes to manufacture. No question asked, replaced, repair, enjoy music. I'm not advertising. I don't want to do it. Pictures for. I do it only for people who I know. As a break, I'll show you whatever I prepared. What do we see here? The cantilever angle is whatever, but we can see the tilt is going backwards. It's not 90 degrees. You can see, right? Now, measuring the shank. Shank is the body of the stylus. What will be the shank in stylus body? Oh, I measured. And now, measuring shank is the one-way, simple way. By the way, if you put stylus on the record and you have good magnifying glass and you look at it, you can justify, is it 90 degrees or less than 90 or more than 90? And that's your first evaluation. I'm strongly suggesting to take a look. Now, this went to Japan. It's not, you are not involved in the airtight. Thanks, God.
I know the guy.
We are still friends, right? Oh, you know. That cartridge went to Japan. It was replaced. No questions asked.